Top Flight is currently our flagship portfolio. It's a growth-oriented portfolio that's the culmination of all of our research since we started managing money back in 1986. Initially in 1986, we used quite simple strategies. Those strategies evolved up until 1998. And in 1998, we decided to take the very best strategies that we had used over that entire time period and combine them into a portfolio that we named Top Flight. From 1998 to now, through July of 2009, Top Flight has gained 301% versus 24% for the S&P 500. And so far, year to date, Top Flight's up 17.2% versus 10.9% for the S&P 500. So it's an active portfolio. By active, I don't mean that it's constantly traded at like day traded. That's not what I mean by active. But it's an intermediate term portfolio that has got a phenomenal track record and proven itself. It's difficult to quantify risk. In the industry, the way that a lot of people quantify risk is with standard deviation. Standard deviation measures upside and downside volatility. So if you want to compare different investments, for example, if you want to compare Top Flight to the S&P 500, you would measure the standard deviation of both of those investments. We try and take it one step further and measure primarily downside volatility, because no one at the end of the day really cares about upside volatility. They care about downside volatility. So when you take standard deviation and you break it into just the downside volatility, you're looking at a metric that's called the Ulster Index. In other words, how much stress does it create every time it goes down? And when you measure that, with lower being better, Top Flight has an Ulster Index of 12.3. The S&P 500 has an Ulster Index of 21.1. And the NASDAQ has an Ulster Index of 50.2. So you can see, and there's a lot more about this on our website as far as if you want to look at the graphs and look at the detail. But essentially, Top Flight's done a great job over the years of reducing downside volatility, and it's borne out in that metric.
Top Flight's a general growth portfolio. We benchmark it against the S&P, which is the long-term benchmark that a lot of mutual funds will use and a lot of investment advisors will use as their benchmark. A lot of people will just invest in the S&P 500. It's the 500 largest companies in the U.S., and it's kind of a good indicator of what the market's doing and how the economy's doing. And so what we'll do is we'll use that as our benchmark, as something as, here's what a client could be doing on their own or with somebody else, and this is what a lot of people in the investment world are trying to beat. So it's a growth portfolio, and what we do is we manage it to get the best returns based upon the risk that we can take.
If you're interested in learning more, I'd recommend that you contact us and request a complimentary portfolio review. That way we can look at the way you're currently invested, and we can make recommendations on ways you can improve that going forward.